So you guys, I waited a little bit over a year to make this video, thinking it would be easier. Boy, was I wrong, because it's still just as difficult. But hopefully this video serves as a good reminder to everyone who sees it that tomorrow is not promised to no one. If there's someone you want to check on but just haven't had the time for or spend time with, I highly suggest you do it now and don't put it off, because as we all know, putting it off, it might be too late and you will never get the chance, and then you might be living with regret like myself. I don't know where to start, so I'm just gonna start talking, and I might be all over the place, but please forgive me. Me and Amanda we met in 2009, and from the moment we met we were like this. And it's funny, we always used to say that God made us best friends, because if he made us sisters, we'd drive our parents crazy. Besides the sister thing, she should have been born black and I should have been born white, because she was listening to all the rap, hip-hop, gangster music while I was listening to all the rock music, and she lived in the hood while I lived in the not so hood, and she was just more black than I was, and I was just more white than she was. She was the more rational one, I was the more irrational one. She was the think first while I was the act first and maybe think later. We found it very odd because we were completely opposite from one another, but maybe that's what made our bond so strong. We did a lot of firsts together. He was the first person I took my big girl trip with. I think that was the first for both of us, where we took like a trip to a different state without either of our parents, and we were just very close from the start. We done a lot together, and like any friendship, sometimes you guys have bad moments, and we sure did. We had our falling outs and we fell right back in, and then we had another falling out, probably the longest one that we ever had. Even though me and Amanda fell out, her sister Hannah, who I call Thing 2 because her name's Hannah, so I'm Thing 1, she's Thing 2, so I'm just going to refer to her as Thing 2 in this video. Her sister Thing 2 always stayed in contact with me over the years, even if it was a hey, how are you, I'm good, in the conversation type of thing, and I'm really grateful for that. The last time I seen Amanda after the falling out, I was at the casino, and I was already planning to leave with a friend anyway to hang out back at my place, and my friend left. I still wanted to gamble, and as I'm gambling, I just happened to look towards the entrance of the casino, and in walks Amanda. So maybe she wouldn't have been as excited to see me as I was to see her. Of course, I'm gonna act like a little bitch and run, which is another regret of mine. It's like a year and a half later after I seen her at the casino. Out of nowhere, I had this urge to reach out to Amanda and just to try to make amends. Like, the urge was very strong. I wasn't doing nothing that reminded me of her. I didn't have no one around me that reminded me of her. Like, I was just doing my normal daily life, and so there was nothing in my life at that time that would bring her to my mind. The urge to reach out to her was strong, and I never did. The urge stayed for about like a week, and I just pushed it off. It was still strong in the back of my mind, and then one day I woke up, that feeling was gone. And I knew the feeling was really there, or it was really heavily on my mind, or whatever you want to call it, because I remember thinking to myself, I don't feel that way no more. And so I just went back on to my daily life. I have 2 Facebooks. The one that I got when Facebook first came a thing. And then I have my second Facebook, which is more for people who are really in my life. But thing 2, never knew my second Facebook. And even though I don't really go on my first Facebook, I check the messages every once in a while. Thing 2 messaged me. Before I could even open the message up, all I seen was Amanda died. This can't be true. This is not real. The entire time I'm waiting for a response, I just think back to that week when something kept telling me to hit her up. I've been wanting to make amends with Amanda, but I've just been fearful that, she wouldn't want me back in her life like I wanted her back in mine. I should have hit her up. That entire week I had that feeling. I should have hit her up. I feel like that was the universe way of telling me that your friend's not going to be here much longer. And you guys need to end on a proper note. Thing 2 finally contacted me back, and it was real. Amanda was in that old. She's like a year or 2 older than me, in her 30s. So and she told me that she was upstairs asleep. Amanda was downstairs with her son, and when her parents came home from church, they heard the baby crying downstairs. So the dad went down there to go check on the baby and Amanda, and she passed away holding the baby, and the baby fell. They called the paramedics, and it was too late. I now have this regret for the rest of my life. It's a painful reminder of how we left off. We were not supposed to leave off like this. And now it's too late. So hopefully this video serves as a reminder to everyone that tomorrow's not promised to no one. If there's someone you want to make amends with, check up on, spend time with, I suggest you make the time. I suggest you make the attempt. And I suggest you do it now, because you might not have a chance, and then you be with me sitting here with regret. I will not make this mistake again, and I would start spending time with those close to me before I don't have a chance. I suggest you guys do the same. That's all for this video. Keep in mind, tomorrow's not promised to no one, so start reaching out, making amends, spending time with those you love before it's too late. We were supposed to grow old together and drive people in the nursing home crazy. Amanda, if you're watching or listening to me, don't worry. I would drive them twice as crazy for the both of us.